Welcome to Radical Thought. Today's radical question is, why do humans value gold? What people value in any given era is a sign of the state of the world in that particular era. So why does gold remain so valuable? Think about it. You can't eat gold, build a house of it, or make clothing from it. It appears to have little practical value, though it does have some physical properties that make it useful for electronic or dental applications. It's great for jewelry and more, yet why gold? Why not some other metal? Human life requires at least good food, pure water, and shelter to survive. Even today, many people don't have enough food or water. Unnatural destructive elements of modern agriculture have harmed the food supply and the environment. In short, human life is in trouble on many fronts. The tension, the lack of peace in the world proves that. Wealthy people have ruled the world for a long time and in many ways. They are always the trendsetters. Whatever the wealthy have, everyone else wants. So gold came to be valued over the last few thousand years, and it is now the province of the wealthy who do not struggle for the basic necessities of life. Some people argue that gold has no intrinsic value, that it is a barbaric relic which no longer holds the monetary qualities of the past. But they contend that in a modern economic environment where paper currency is the money of choice, that gold's only worth is as a material to make jewelry. But think according to the old times when such advanced concepts and tools for paper currency and cryptocurrencies were not available. No natural substance has an inherent value aside from the value that human beings place on it. What this means is gold and silver are only considered valuable and have been for thousands of years because we decided it was precious. Since we are talking about value, it makes sense that this discussion should include the creation of currency. Once societies began to form and commerce became a more widespread phenomenon, a form of standardized currency had to be developed. Wampum, trinket, and other bartered items had previously served this purpose, but with greater societal sophistication came the need for more regulation. Mankind had already discovered metals of various types by this point, and metals were an obvious choice over stone, since they were much more durable and able to be purified and manipulated. When we consider all of the elements that were available to early civilizations, one can almost immediately dismiss liquid and gas forms of currency since they would be impractical. When metals were considered, the highly reactive substances wouldn't do much good since coins shouldn't bubble or light on fire when exposed to water or air. Some of the other elements are radioactive and very difficult to extract, particularly thousands of years ago. The transition and non-transition metals, a group of approximately 50 elements, were an obvious choice as they could be manipulated and were somewhat durable. However, once again, many of these elements were difficult to extract, had incredibly high melting temperatures, making it difficult to smelt or simply lacked longevity. This left the early humans with noble metals, many of which are still considered the precious metals for jewelers and luxury seekers around the world. These metals were gold, silver, palladium, platinum, rhodium, iridium, ruthenium, and osmium. Most of these were so rare, however, that the coins would have to be very small to be able to serve as a functional currency. That would mean losing incredibly valuable coins in the holes of your pockets. The only two elements that really fit the bill for currencies were gold and silver. They have a low enough melting point that they can be smelted, they are rare but not impossible to find. And they are relatively non-reactive, so they won't rust or explode when exposed to different substances. Gold doesn't corrode and can be melted over a flame, making it easy to work with and stamp as a coin. Silver and gold are beautiful metals that are easy to form into jewelry, and both of these precious metals have their own devotees in fine jewelry circles. Although silver can be polished and textured in multiple ways so as to catch the light and the eye, there remains no metal quite like gold. Unlike other elements, gold naturally possesses a subtle array of unique and beautiful colors. The atoms in gold are actually heavier than in silver. Gold is the metal we'll all fall back on when other forms of currency don't work, which means that gold will always have a high value in tough as well as in good times. Some point to the scarcity of gold to account for its high price. That scarcity could apply more widely even to food and water, which are now scarce in some countries. If gold has been valued for so long, that doesn't make it an eternal truth. That could change in the future. So what do you think? Why do you value gold? Could this paradigm change someday and conceivably gold could cease to have its high value? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you liked this video, please like and share. If you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. So with an exciting new radical question, see you in the next episode.